My name is Alistair, and I'm here today with Milon Sales LLC. So Milon has just reached an amazing milestone. So I want to say congratulations to you, Milon, for reaching $1,000 in recurring revenue with your SaaS business. So
Thank you.
congratulations to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we would love to hear about your journey. We want to know the whole process to how you got started, to what you're offering, and how you got to where you are today. So we'll start off by asking you about how you got into this high level business to begin with.
Yeah, so before high level, I used to use another software called GrooveFunnels. And in that software, basically, I used to make websites and funnels for different people. And I started doing that back in 2020 after I lost my job as a swim teacher, just kind of learning things. It was good. I did build a six-figure digital agency leveraging that. Um, for the past 3 years, and I actually have helped my clients make multiple seven figures. So I think my clients have made over $3 million working with me. I've worked with 165 clients in the last 3 years. But what ended up happening was that my revenue was inconsistent. There was no consistency in the amount of business I would get because my entire business model was based on organic marketing via Facebook. I didn't do any email marketing or ads or anything like that. So I literally just had one source of traffic. But again, it was very fluctuating. It was only near the end of last year that I was getting tired of having inconsistency in my business. And I saw a high level as an opportunity to start my SaaS business. So what I decided to do, I saw many people having proof out there. Last year, I really focused on adding on a second channel, which was cold email, basically sending out cold emails to hundreds of businesses per day, and basically get business through that way instead of relying on organic marketing. Uh, for when people might want something, I decided to reach out to businesses, be a little bit more proactive. And I thought cold email would be a great way to offer the SaaS business to test product market fit for my industry. I know even though many people have used it for all different industries, I still haven't used the product myself, so I needed to learn. So I basically sent out, I think, 12,000 emails to different business owners in the US. All of them were in the coaching industry. And I basically laid out, hey, are you tired of spending thousands of dollars on different softwares? Do you want to save more time? Stop duct taping different softwares, right? Save money, make more money, and save time, things like that. So just things business would want, and be a little bit more specific about their specific business. So that's basically what the value proposition was to the email. Um, we've had about 600 responses saying, some people were interested, some people were not interested. At the end, there was only about 70 to 80 people that said, yeah, I want to take a look. Um, so I got on a call with them, gave them a demo. Back then, I didn't have like, I literally built my website in like 30 minutes with, text and what to say about the software and things like that. I didn't really add too much of my own stuff on top of high level at that point in time because I was in. So this is what I call the rapid offer testing with cold email. One of the things we do is we'll send out a bunch of emails in different industries with different offers and see which one's getting the most clicks, most responses, most sentiment, like people want to buy. And what that allows me to do is test out what basically the market wants and willing to pay for instead of the common thing I've seen my clients do is come up with a random product out of nowhere and think they're going to become millionaires right? And then they go out and no one wants to buy. So I've done this with a lot of product, and that's how some of my agency services came to be. So if you look at my website, you'll be able to see there are websites, there are funnels, there are business explainer videos, there are reputation management, lead generation. So under, if you hover over services at the top, you should be able to see right there. Yeah, so this basically, I have tested this. These are proven offers with high margins. So if you wanna just copy any of these services, you wanna start doing cool. I've proven all of this. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars using this as well. So one of the things I've done is do cold email and generate leads for other businesses. So this is a done for a lead generation service. We
Wow.
just charge $30 per lead to other businesses that want leads. There's also commission-based pricing as well. This is for people that want off lead. We also offer lead generation per month for $97 plus 10% commission on sale. If you don't want to
Hmm.
be tied down to a particular thing. So if you do want something like that, feel free to book a call. And we basically automate all of the email sending, the buying the domains, cleaning the data, all of that. My team does the work. So I have a couple of clients who have also undertaken the 497 uh, pricing per month with really, really good success. Because if you're charging $2,000 a client, and even if we get one client sending 20,000 emails per month, that's basically, it. You still make a 3x or 4x ROI on that. So for some of my clients, having a fixed amount to spend and not having capacity on how much reach you can get is a
Yeah.
game changer. In some industries, you can also get banned in Facebook or Google or YouTube or TikTok, so you can't run ads. This is when email marketing works better because different industries are different. So some of my clients, for example, a few of my clients are in the cryptocurrency industry and they can't really do Facebook ads to the extent they like. So email marketing gives them a second point of contact to take their business. I
Hmm.
also have various courses and training that I do because I'm also a business development consultant. So I teach organic marketing, sales, so closing, cold email, as well as setting up your entire business if you have never done it before. So this is
Very
the,
nice.
yeah, so you will see some of the, so if you go down a little bit more, um, on the cold email, I'll show you some of the things I have personally done with cold email. So I use it for my existing business. I've sold leads, as you saw the page earlier. The other things I have done is actually give leads to businesses just for 30% commission on sale. So some people can, like SEO services. This is what I've done for SEO services. You can like send leads on commission to SEO, and because it's a monthly recurring, it really makes things worth it. So this is one of the lead I generated for one of my client. He ended up doing sending an invoice for 12,000 Australian dollars, which is just about 9,000. So yeah, you can do pretty crazy things. You can. I've also like outsourced client fulfillment, so I'll get a client. So this is a business explainer video service that I sold for $2,000, and then basically gotten all the details and outsourced the client fulfillment on Upwork. So if you go down a little bit more, you will see that I literally paid someone $200 to make the video and do all of the work, sent it back to the client, and basically keep the other $1,800 in my pocket. So very, very high margin on business explainer videos if you know what you're doing or how it works. And as well as affiliate marketing. I don't heavily do this myself or recommend this, but I know some people love affiliate marketing. So yeah, you can basically do a lot of stuff with email marketing if you choose to. Um, And the best part is you only need to spend, 3 to 4 hours a week setting it up because it doesn't really require for you to constantly do the work yourself. Once
Hmm.
you once you set it up and you get going, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
So you got
so
a lot of different services here. I want to kind of start to break some of this down a little bit. So what is so let's talk about high level for a second here because you mentioned that you got 10 clients on high level. Um, so I'm curious, how did you get those 10 clients? Was that through
hold email.
10 through
Yeah,
cold emails,
so
right? That's through the
yeah,
70 or 80 people that you were able to
yeah,
meet with, and then you talk to them about the different
yeah, that's
kind of
right.
like the benefits of the SaaS, right? So out of 16,000 emails, you got 10 clients, is that right?
14 now. So I got 14 paid clients as of right now. Um,
Okay.
14 clients, about 40% of them choose to pay upfront for the year. So the cash
Hmm.
collected rate is really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
So how
so
much
it
do you
gives,
charge for a year service? And what are you
so
offering?
I charge $1,000,
Hmm.
997, just for access to the software.
Great.
So there is not any fulfillment behind that. On top of that, if they want us to move their websites, funnels, email lists, set up domains, we'll be adding on other services on top of that. And that's basically where I want to be making the money. I've already started training team members who are learning how to fulfill those services so that I don't need to be involved in the day to day. My main job, I really love selling, so that's what I mainly do. So my job is essentially copywriting and selling. So I'll write the
Okay.
email sequences and I will do the selling. All the other parts are um, done by some of my team members.
Let's talk about the sales process. So you get somebody on a presentation. What are the things that you're showing them in order to show them the value and close that sale?
Yeah, so I don't show them anything first. I'll ask them, hey, I'll say this. I'll say, hey, thanks for getting on the call with me. Do you mind if I ask what software you're currently using? And they'd be like, oh, I'm using ClickFunnels. And I'd be like, that's great. How much are you paying for ClickFunnels right now? They'd be like, I'm on the 297 plan. And then I'll say something like, I don't want to say this too early, but I think you're gonna wanna,
Yeah.
reconsider that
Yeah.
after
When
giving you.
somebody says that I'm paying 297 on ClickFunnels, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make
I'm,
myself some money today.
Yeah, then I go, all right, what else do you use? They're like, oh, I'm using Active Campaign. Then I'll be like, how
Mm.
big is your list? They'll be like, I have a small list, only 1,000 people. I'm like, all right, how much are you paying? Like $50 a month? I'm like, no worries. What else? I'm using Calendly, paying 120 a year. Uh, yeah, so I'll ask about what they're currently using, how much they're currently paying, and then I'll say, okay, how much are you paying overall, right, with your website and all of that? And they're like, I'm probably paying like $800 per month. And then I know if they're paying 800 and they can pay 1,000 for the entire year, it's a no-brainer. It's a
It's a
10x
no-brainer.
save. It's a 10x save, and they can integrate all of the things together. Now on the
Hmm.
other side of things, I also have business owners that are saying, I pay 1,000 or 2,000 per month, and it's reasonable because it's been like that always, right? And they don't know any other better way. And then to switch over to me would mean, say, if I was charging 297 a month, which I plan to down the line, right? They're paying 3,000, so the price is the same. Plus, they have to reorganize, move things over. So one of the value proposition I've made is the idea of having all of their digital assets centralized and managing all the teams. So if someone is spending on certain softwares, that means their HR requirement is really high as well for them to pay the same amount but have things all centralized. It's like the same amount of value for them as saving thousands of dollars. So So people that have more cost or doing more at a higher level, they still value the same thing. uh, just the way you communicate that needs to be according to their pain points, and that's how it's easy to get them to say yes. By the end of my call, they're like saying, "Shut up and take my money," right? Uh,
I love
and
that.
yeah, so that's basically sales. So I learned sales. I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of sales calls by now. So basically, you need sales skills if you want people to buy your
You
stuff.
talked about some sales skills. What are some of your favorite techniques? So that's a great one, right? Is like showing the actual, I mean, you make it a no-brainer when you say, look, you're already spending $800 a month. For me, I can for $1,000, you're going to cover the entire year. But what are some other techniques and tactics that you use to help your sales?
Yeah, so sales is most of the time it's just listening to them. So really hear what they are saying and answer their objections before they even know they have an objection. So if you can anticipate what they're going to ask next, and you answer it before they get a chance to ask, you immediately position yourself as the expert, the authority in the conversation. So they
Yeah.
listen to you, right? It's like when you're a little kid and your mom says something, or your dad says something, or teacher says something, yeah, you do what they tell you, right? And it's because they have authority over you. So when you're able to answer their question without them knowing that's going to be my next question, that's when they go, "Oh wow, this person know what they're talking about. I'm going to listen." So that's basically how I do it. Is have control and direction over the conversation. And you can only do that once you really listen to their pain points, what they're struggling with, what they value, what they want, what's currently lacking. So one of the things I found in my niche, so coaches, they have courses, and dealing with logging issues is a nightmare. So I'd be like, by the way, did you know ConvertMate.ai has a magic link, which means we can zap that over to one of your clients, and they don't need to use their login. We don't need emails, passwords, or anything like that. They'll just get, and they're just mind blown at that little thing. So if I tell them, there's a CRM, there's emails, there's form surveys, they're not impressed by that because they know there are softwares out there that have those things. But something specific to their business, issues that they face, that's basically a game changer. And then if I want to stack that up and say, by the way, did I forget to mention there's also an app for your courses and training, right? And they're like, okay, you got me. Where do I enter my? What's the link, right? How do I sign? So things like that, I picked up from actually getting on the calls.
So who do you learn from? Who are some people that have influenced you and that you have acquired knowledge from in your journey?
Yeah, I've learned from pretty much anybody who had anything to say. So in the beginning, when I started, I was like, I literally knew nothing about entrepreneurship and business and all of that. I was just a regular guy, really. Mr. Nobody, to be frank. Yeah, and then I basically listened to anyone who had some insight to share, just soak it up for 12, 16 hours a day. This was at the beginning of my journey, just dedicating all my time, energy, effort, and no money. I didn't have money back then. I was pretty broke. So basically, I worked with what I had. Now, obviously, in my business, I run a multiple six-figure digital agency and coaching business. So now I only work about 4 hours a day on average, and most of it is just calls with my clients. So yeah, I got to a point where I don't have to be involved in the day to day, so it's pretty good. I think the reason I was successful in starting off in the beginning is with my SaaS is because I had all these other experiences. And remind you, it just took 3 years to learn those things, which is not really a lot of time if you really put your head down. Uh, yeah, so that's basically what it is. I didn't
Okay.
believe, yeah, I really believed I could do it. There was obviously risk because 500 US dollars a month is a bit of an ask for something. And then if I get clients and then I can't afford the payment and things like that, so that also concerns people might have. But if you say get started on the 97 a month with high level, and then you dedicate the other money in something like cold email, then you basically can bring up cash flow with the cold email, then upgrade the software as you onboard more and more clients.
Hmm.
Yeah, so strategies like that, when you don't have a lot of money, what you do need to have is time and energy. So time, money, and energy are the three big currency. A lot of people don't have all three, but a lot of people do have one or two of those things. For me, I had time and energy. I'm just a student back then and no money. So I basically invested my time and energy to learn how to make money, and that's what I do. Have made a lot of money for myself and many of my clients.
I
Yeah,
love that. Time, money, and energy are the three resources that you have. And if you don't have any one of those, then you can make up the
yeah,
gap with any of the others. So if you don't have any money, well, put some more time and energy. If you don't have any energy, well, then you can put some money and spend more time
yeah.
on it. That's brilliant.
And that's exactly how I figured out my target audience. So who I want to be targeting. A lot of people struggle with finding their ideal clients or their niche. And what I looked at, okay, this is where I am. What do I have? I have time and I have energy, no money. Okay, who are the people that don't have time, have money, or maybe low energy or no energy? And then I was like, okay, older people in their 40s, 50s, they might have a full-time job, so they have money. They don't have time because they're working their normal days, and they might not have energy because they just come home from a busy day and they don't want to do more work. So what can I do to position myself in front of them where they can give me some of the money in exchange for allocating more resources, the time and energy that they don't have themselves to help them grow their business, right? And that's how I became successful, is being able to figure out who to target based on their situation, basically.
Yeah. So I want to go back to your website here. So what are some of the biggest services that you are pushing right now? So you have business
So,
explainer videos, graphic design, you got a lot of stuff here. And I'm curious,
so,
like, which one is your biggest value? What are you pushing to people right now?
so the one that generates the most money for my business is the online course creation service. So courses really took off during the pandemic. So we have three offers for this. The essential package is where we build websites, funnels, email sequences, as well as courses and training. These are for coaches, consultant course creators who want to like build the coaching side of their business, the technological infrastructure. So we charge 6,997 for
Mm,
that. And then we have the professional. This is where we help them with their business, like the building the technology side, as well as me coaching them on how to find their ideal clients, how to craft their offer, installing a client acquisition system in their business so that they can attract more leads and sales to their business. So we charge $15,000 for that. And the university package is for more advanced coaches who really know what they're doing and they want a higher level support. We charge $25,000 for that. So this is basically the big money makers. So in the past, I used to make website and funnels for $100, $500, $1,000, but they didn't really get me anywhere until I started selling these services. If you think about the university package, we need four sales of that to make six figures in my business. So in a year, we might get one or two of those. The professional is what most people go with. So one of the thing I do, so this is going back to selling. So when someone get on a call with me, I will show them, okay, this is what we do. This is what you're getting. It's $15,000, but I'm gonna do you a favor here. If you're a fast action taker and you make this a decision to join or not join in the next 24 hours, I'm gonna reduce that price to $12,000 and give you a
Mm,
$3,000 discount. So now people have a reason to give me yes or no within 24 hours. I'm not
right.
asking them to give me $12,000 in the next 24 hours. I'm only asking them to decide if they want to say yes or no. And
Hmm.
that basically reduced my sales cycle from weeks and months to basically within a day. So now people would be like, okay, I need to think about it. Let me reallocate my funds. Let me pray on it. But all of those things went away, and now people just email me or message me within 24 hours saying, yes, I want to move forward. Um, and a lot of people by the end, are not qualified um, to even get to that point. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so we
So I'm
have a
curious, what does this offer? So it's designed to meet the technological needs of coaches, consultants, and course creators with the client acquisition system. So are you offering them the client acquisition system for someone's existing course? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's either existing course or a new course or program that they are trying to get out into the world. So it works both ways. So they get a lot of things which I can't show because I don't want people to copy,
Sure, fair enough.
right? But if someone is interested to see what we actually offer for these packages, they can book in a call with me by going to our website. Um, so I'm happy to show what we're doing if someone booking a call with
Gotcha.
me. But
And you
we
have,
have,
let's look at this. I mean, there's a lot of people that, and this is a really big part of sales, right? A really big part of what you do is building legitimacy through social proof. So talk to me about these testimonial videos.
yeah.
How important
So
has this been for your business?
Yeah, so video testimonials are super powerful. The online space is very crowded, and without testimonials, especially videos, it's very hard for you to penetrate into a new market. So one of the things I've really focused on is going 10 times above and beyond than I need to or have to for my clients. And as a result, it like forces them to make a video. I'm sure anyone who's done business, it's a nightmare to get testimonials. This is only some of the testimonials. I have a bunch more. Sometimes, a lot of the times, I don't use them because they might not fit into the product or service. But all of my clients genuinely love me, and they, if I say something or do something, I think last month I had a webinar and there was a time change in the US and Australia, and it was 1 hour time difference. Some of them were literally waiting an hour for me to hop on 1 hour later. And it was pretty crazy. I didn't think, people would wait that long, just get frustrated and move. So I did
Yeah,
build up a loyal following. I'll be, pitching the high level offer and services to these guys as well. Um, yeah, I'm just going in with a more solid foundation of my SaaS before I start offering it to them. I did an initial little test, but we'll see how this goes. So Tuan, I initially connected with him on GrooveFunnels. I built some of his website and funnels for his business. And then I joined their program his program as well, and learned from him. So Robert also he also used to do SaaS and coaching as well. I worked with him as well. So I've worked with a lot of people, helping them grow their business. Um, Tuan, I think, uses High Level as well for his business. Yeah, so yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm curious about, you're talking about all of these people that you work with. I'm curious about your social media, um, your
Sorry, I
philosophy on
didn't
social
catch
media.
that. You froze. You froze for a second. I didn't catch that.
Sure. I'm curious about your social media philosophy. So
Yeah,
can you tell me about how you use social media in order
yeah,
to kind of leverage your existing business, which channels you like to use if you have a, and not necessarily how you acquire clients, but maybe are you working on creating a following for yourself as well and kind of positioning yourself as an expert? Just talk a little about social media and how you've used it to leverage your business.
yeah. Did you not focus on me? I'll tell you. It's maybe stop sharing the screen. Yeah, I'll just tell you this. Yeah. So with social media, if you want to build following, and I've had many people do this, there are three things. There are three things. There are three types of posts you need to make to attract your ideal clients, and this is the RLV method of posting, and this is result-based post within communities and personal profiles. So whichever industry you are in, if you post result-based post, you will start attracting your ideal clients to you. For example, one of the reasons we are in this call is because I made a result-based post, and that's how Alistair and I connected.
Sure.
That's the first type of post that gets the most amount of social media attention. The second one is the value-based post, and this one is best for nurturing your existing relationship. A lot of the time, value-based posts don't turn into sales, although they definitely can. But they basically nurture people to get them to buy from you or whatever else. And the third type of post uh, is result value. And
Oh,
I'm thinking of the um, yeah, so I can't remember the third one
we
from the
can
top.
come back to it. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, sure.
I did remember. So the third type is lifestyle. So people love
Lifestyle.
lifestyle. Yeah. So if you share a particular lifestyle, so this is what all of the gurus out there in the world, the marketing gurus, and love
Is it
from
they're
the left.
posting pictures with their Lamborghinis and their
Yeah.
Porsches on the beach and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that what that
So
is?
yeah, that's right. So the lifestyle posts they get attractions. Yeah, so these are the three type of posts you can use to nurture, convert, or generate business opportunities. Um, so they basically can help you grow. I personally haven't focused on growing my social media just because in the past I have been just focusing on building the great product and services and nurturing my existing clientele and acquiring new ones. You need to actually have a scalable backend operation to support the growth and attention you can get through social media. So, growing on social media is actually, I believe, the the byproduct of learning how business, sales, marketing work great. Once you have those knowledge and expertise, then you bring those to the market, and that's how you can acquire, uh, social media following. Imagine if Alex Hormozy decided to go on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and do the things that he's teaching last and then getting the social media influence, then going to build gym launch or prestige labs. It just wouldn't work. You need to know and have the expertise. So I haven't gone out there myself, but I also know there are people who document the journey as they go. So that's kind of what I have been doing, documenting the journey as I go with a small amount of people, and that basically allowed me to have, so my email list is only like 500 people,
Yeah.
so there's not a big email list.
Mm,
uh, and
what? Go ahead.
and I barely pitch them anything, like I never make any offers and things like that, because because most of the revenue comes from my online course creation services, so it's really not worthwhile pitching $500 product to someone. But again, those recurring payments, they do stack up over time, and I wanted to get a compounding vehicle, and that's why I thought having a high level would, you know, be as a baseline instead of starting from scratch each month. So that's
Mhm.
basically my motivation for doing
What
those.
are your goals for this year? Like, where are you trying to go by the end of December? And then also, an adjacent question is, how do you look at goals and how do you make your goals?
Yeah, so I think it's really important to have a vision for the future. If you don't, you will burn out. Entrepreneurship and running business is not easy, and there is no easy answer or solution. So you really do need to be tenacious. For me, I think you should have long-term goals, at least 5 to 10 years goals. So that's basically what's going to help you succeed when it helps someone, someone else fails. You need to have a long time horizon for your ideal clients to find you. If you haven't done something for a long time, your ideal clients haven't had the time to know you. So if you think about, if you're religious and you think about Jesus, imagine if he came back to life after 1 minute, people would be like, oh, well, he never died. He's right there, right? So you need to wait for the message to get around, for people to know, find out, established, to
Mm,
be on top of their mind for you to see success. So for me, I think goals should be long term. You need to do the similar things or same things for a long period of time to get results. For me personally, I have only started um, telling my audience about the new software and what I'm moving to. So it'll be some time before they jump on the bandwagon as well, to get them to see that this is the obvious move. Just because you know it's the obvious move doesn't mean they are accepting it, because for people to accept things, so if I say someone, this is all you get, it's a no-brainer, they'll be like, yes, I know it's a no-brainer, but it takes the human brain time and convincing to actually make the decision to actually move. So even if they know something, doesn't mean they believe it or have the capacity to go through it, or they have the energy, the mental energy to think, oh, now I'm going to have to move my email sequences, my website, my funnel. There's going to be a lot of work. I don't have time. I don't have energy. What if it runs into a problem? So people need time to accept those things. And that's basically, yeah, what I think in terms of goal setting and time horizon. In terms of my goals for the year, uh, I'm really trying to get, say, 50 to 100, somewhere in between. I know quite a range in the SaaS industry. I think after I have my first client or so, I'll offer 24-hour live chat support. So at the moment, they basically book in a call, or we have training videos, or you know just basically send them a YouTube video to see. I'm quite transparent. I tell all my clients that this software is built on high level, if you choose to go with them. And some of them, I never met them, so they're like, so someone literally said this. I said, at the end of the call before she signed up, I said, just to be fully transparent, this software is made by high level. They're like, uh, you know I don't care who makes it, as long as it gets the work done, as long as it does what my business need, and as long as I know you'll be there to support me when I need something. I have you in my corner, and that I established through the call. So if you just put a Facebook VSL video and and you've never done anything before, that's the wrong thing to do, because you might not know what clients want, and they might not feel a personal touch. Whereas getting on a call, building rapport with them, showing them the stuff, increases their competency, so they feel like they can do it because they just saw me do it. and they see my presence right there with them, so they feel like I have someone to support me if I run into issues like that. So anyone starting out, I would recommend them doing demo calls in the beginning so that they really learn how the system works, the type of questions the clients ask, um, how to respond best to them, what doesn't work. And once you have this, you can put up VSLs and landing pages and funnels and VAs, right? Those come later. You need the fundamental things, the foundations right. Uh, so that's basically one of the things I teach in my course and training is how to build businesses based on solid foundations and fundamental things, because a lot of people just think they're going to spend $1,000 on Facebook ads and they have never run ads before, never made a funnel before, don't have a brand, don't understand client acquisition or sales, and they just think it's going to work. And it just doesn't. I've seen many of my clients spend thousands of dollars, uh, and they spend $10,000 ban on ads, and they come to me. They work with me for 3 months, and they get amazing results. And they go, "Where have you been all my life?" Yeah. So yeah, so that has
Yeah.
happened many times.
So tell me, what would be a good course for somebody looking to get started with you and to
So,
work with you?
yep. So there are uh, three main courses we do. The organic marketing teaches how to get clients through Facebook, organic marketing. So that's basically what it does. So if you're new, you don't have a lot of money budget, this would probably be the one to go with. So I only charge 497 for this, and it does come with a refund guarantee. So if you don't feel like you've gotten the value or the result, then um, you can basically ask for a refund. But yeah, this teaches organic marketing, how to identify your ideal clients, the steps I take to close them, how to build your authority if you don't have it, and how to fulfill the services if you don't want to do them yourself. The next offer, if you go back, is obviously the email marketing, which we already had a look at. So this is if you want a hands-off thing. If you just want something hands-off, very little work, you just you don't have time. If you're not too tech savvy, you can outsource the services. Yeah, so that's what the email, yeah, it literally tells you who this is for. So you can do this kind of thing. And the third course is sales, which actually, if you don't want to start a business and you just want to close people, so after in the middle, sales mastery. Yeah. So this is if you just want to close people. So I've learned, I've done a course which was like $6,000-7,000 to learn sales. And after I did that course, I went out and I did like, a few thousand sales calls myself to learn sales and master it. And after that, I've decided to create this program because of demand. There's such a big demand for really good salespeople right now, just because everything is being sold online. That I see this as a financial opportunity for many people that might not have, a lot of technical skills, or they don't want to start a business or things like that. Yeah, so that's basically the sales um, course. Yeah, so these are the three courses we really have.
Okay.
And
And you offer a free course too, right? A little trial, something free here.
yeah, so we have a free course as well, the client conversion formula. This basically shows you if you just want to get started for free and see what it's like to work with me, then this basically gives you a free course to learn a little bit of things. So yeah, that's
Okay.
basically how things work.
So we can kind
Uh,
of understand a little bit about what it's like to work with you and your style and things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So all the courses I have made, the training, the program is a combination of me learning from others and things I have figured out that works best for my business and my client's business as well. So it's a combination of all those things. It's not me just reinventing the wheel all over again, seeing already, testing all this out, and basically giving people a proven roadmap for people that might not have the time to, like, try something 10 times before they make something work, or if they have limited money and they can't afford to try things a long time. So if people want to avoid all those trials and errors and they just want to start getting results, that's when they basically come to me and my business. And yeah, that's the model we follow, and as a result, I've seen pretty good success with that.
Can you give, we're going to wrap up here shortly, but I'd love for you to give a word of encouragement to coaches, to even agency high level people, people that are trying to sell high level, or anybody trying to start a business and they really need that tenacity. And I'm curious if you have a word of encouragement for those people.
Yeah. So um, the problem is the start. A lot of people struggle with the start. They feel like they need this to be completed, that to be perfectly done, this to be ready, and that's basically what's holding them back is the start. Once you start, it actually starts creating a compound effect in what you do every day. So if you are not starting, that's basically the problem. And in order to start, you have to start before you're ready. You will never be ready. You just need to go for it without being ready. Now, some people are very cautious and things like that, which is, of course, important, but those are the things I see people holding them back. So say yes to opportunities that come, whether the one we shared today, whether it's services provided by Alistair or products, things like that. If you have been thinking about buying something from you, say yes. If you want to connect with me, say yes. Basically, yeses will get you further at the beginning than no's. What I learned is in the beginning, you have to say yes to every opportunities. In the end, you have to say no to a lot of opportunities. So now a lot of people are not qualified to work with my business because we charge a lot of money for our services. uh, so we actually disqualify more people to work with me and my business, because it just, I've worked with a lot of people already, and some people are just not worth it. So I've refined my self process to see who's qualified to work with me or not. But in the beginning, if you say yes to everyone, you will be learning all the things, and then you can pick and choose what you want to do. Yeah. So to summarize that, start before you're ready. Just go for it. Say yes to opportunities, and follow them through, and you will get success. And if you don't, you will learn how to get it for the next step. And if you wanna,
Amazing.
yeah, and if you wanna skip all of that, feel free to connect with me, and I'll help you.
I love that. Great. Hey, Milan, thank you so much. This has been very, very informative. Billsales.com.au. We've showed some of the amazing services and courses that he offers. And again, it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning. Your resources are time, money, and energy. And if you don't have one, you can make up with the other two. But it has been very, very informative and hopefully inspirational to our viewers. And please feel free to get in touch. And thank you very much for your time. I look forward to keeping in touch with you and checking to see where you are as time goes by.
All right. Thank you, Alistair.
Thank
Have
you.
an
Talk to you
amazing day.
later. Bye.
Bye.